Hi, let's go ahead and take a look at how we build our cardboard VR viewer. So you should have a package that has everything you need, almost everything you need, and we'll take a look at how we do this. So let's go ahead and open this up. You should have a strap with some Velcro. This is for your head. You should have a couple little magnets floating around, rubber band, instructions, eyepiece. There's that other magnet. Some Velcro stickies, a single little piece of cardboard, and the main body of your viewer. So just organize this a little bit so we have everything together. All right. So you could also take a look at the instructions. That helps you out a little bit too if you need to. It's basically pretty easy to get going, but we do want to take a look at a couple of different things. So what we want to do first is we'll kind of fold this tab here. If you're looking at the layout, fold this up. They're already pre-folded, so everything should kind of fold pretty easily. There is this little square here that's next to that sticker, and that pops out. That is to allow us to use the rear-facing camera for augmented reality. You also have some other little pop-outs here, here, and here. The smaller one, you might need a pencil or a pen just to pop that little small one out. All of these we should also pop out as well. Boom and boom. So soon. Just like that. All right. Now, this little guy is part of the nose piece. So we'll kind of flip this over, and what we want to do is align this here. And let me double check on my instructions on how that exactly and put. One more little tab, and then pop out. There you go. So you can see you have the tall part, and this little curved part goes to this nose section right over here. You can fold this up here and fold this up over there. And so that is the basic cardboard viewer there. But we also need to put in our eyepiece. So the eyepiece goes right in front of that small piece here. There's a little notch on the eyepiece that goes into the notch of this piece. So you kind of allow those to kind of click in place. Fold the notches here, fold the notches here, and everything kind of clicks together. Okay. Now you do have a couple sets of Velcro stickies, so you want to take a look at those, and you could use one to stick over here. So make sure you have the fuzzy side and a Velcro side, right? Stick that over here. And that'll close that up right there. And then you could use the other Velcro to stick on this upper flap. And just line that up right there. And now you could close that right there. Boom. Okay. So that allows you to open it, and you could always collapse this. You could fold this back at your own convenience. So your smartphone would go ahead and sit in here, and make sure you're lining up your camera to that opening right there, and close that up. Boom. Okay. Now, one thing, if you wanted to add the straps to allow this to kind of sit over your head, you do have the Velcro straps that you could use this here, right? And then one thing I would want to point out is that you could modify this. You could actually make these kind of your own, depending on your phone, depending on the applications that we're going to be using. Some of these were actually set up with this NFC, a near field communication sticky note, that is supposed to work with these magnets right here. But these magnets and this near field communication is outdated. They just recently had an update to the Google Play Store, which they stopped having compatibility with this NFC. So in order to interact with your environments, what I found out what we could do is, all we need to do is, if we take a look at this blank piece right here, is we could cut out a small little portion that you could see here. We have a small little portion I marked off, and I just kind of marked it off. Just didn't do anything fancy, didn't do any measurements. You're gonna take a little box cutter. Just be super careful with your box cutter, of course. If you have a box cutter, or even some scissors would work if you have scissors at home. Cut out this little tab right here, and I'll show you why. I'll show you what this does in a second. Just be super careful. Always cut away from you. Never take your blade towards your body. Simple box cutter would work, or a pair of scissors could also work as well. So what I did here is I just made a simple little notch. And so when we're working with CoSpaces or other applications that we will need to select things on the screen, what this little button, this little notch does, allows you to tap the screen with your finger. So you'd be able to go in here and tap your screen. This will allow you to move forward in CoSpaces or interact, select things depending on how you set up your environments. So this is just one little hack, one little modification that we found would be useful. And I did this on the right-hand side because I'm right-handed. So this will allow me to easily select and tap the screen. So you can kind of see I just made a little notch here and on the bottom just to interact with my phone there. Now there's also other things we could do to make this VR viewer a little bit more comfortable. Since this is just a piece of cardboard, you might be able to find some foam at home to allow you to make like little nose strips. Just kind of cut this here just to kind of give you an example. I have a little piece of foam that could sit in right here. You could also line this with foam along your forehead just to give you a little bit more cushion. But these are modifications, and these are things that we could actually do to make our VR viewer better, depending on how much you want to interact with your spaces. So we will continue learning about our VR environments in the class, and I hope you have fun. If you have any questions on building your VR viewer, we'll answer those during the class.